afternoon and welcome to Pakistan Today News from our New York studio. I'm Chris Taylor. Pakistan has stepped up diplomatic efforts to ease tensions between the United States and Iran, as Army Chief Field Marshal Asim Munir arrived in Tehran and Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif visited Saudi Arabia. The visits come amid a fragile ceasefire between the two sides, with Islamabad positioning itself as a key mediator to revive stalled negotiations. Reports suggest discussions are focusing on critical issues including Iran's nuclear program, control of the Strait of Hormuz, and war-related compensation. Pakistan's military has confirmed that a high-level delegation accompanied the army chief, underlining the country's growing role in regional mediation. In a related development, Pakistan's Chief of Defense Staff, Field Marshal Asim Munir, held key meetings with Iranian leadership as part of ongoing mediation efforts between Tehran and Washington. According to the Inter-Services Public Relations, the engagement is aimed at supporting de-escalation amid continued tensions. Meanwhile, Iran has stated that indirect exchanges with the United States through Pakistan are continuing, despite recent talks in Islamabad ending without a breakthrough. Officials say Pakistan remains actively engaged in efforts to revive negotiations between both sides. For more on Pakistan's diplomatic role, we go to Islamabad, where our correspondent Sarah William is standing by.
Thank you, Chris. Pakistan's leadership is intensifying diplomatic outreach as it seeks to position itself as a credible mediator between Washington and Tehran. Officials here say back-channel communications remain active, with both sides showing cautious willingness to continue dialogue despite recent setbacks. The presence of Field Marshal Asim Munir in Tehran is being viewed as a significant signal of Pakistan's commitment to de-escalation. Analysts in Islamabad believe that while immediate breakthroughs are unlikely, sustained engagement could help prevent further military escalation in the region. Back to you.
Thank you, Sarah, for that update from Islamabad. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif held a key meeting with Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman in Jeddah, alongside Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Ishaq Dar. According to the Prime Minister's office, discussions focused on strengthening Pakistan-Saudi relations, expanding economic cooperation, and reviewing the broader regional situation. The Prime Minister is currently on a multi-country visit that includes Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and Turkey. During his visit to Turkey, he is expected to attend the Antalya Diplomacy Forum and hold meetings with other world leaders. Turning to Washington, the White House has indicated that a second round of U.S.-Iran talks will likely be held at the same location as the first round, following recent negotiations that ended without a breakthrough. Officials have rejected reports suggesting that the United States is seeking an extension of the ceasefire, emphasizing instead that diplomatic engagement remains ongoing. Analysts warn that Iran may only be able to sustain its oil production for up to 2 months without exports, highlighting mounting economic pressure amid the crisis. In another development, Qatar's Emir Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani has held a telephone conversation with U.S. President Donald Trump amid rising regional tensions. According to Qatar's Amiri Diwan, both leaders discussed urgent international and regional developments, with a particular focus on maritime security and the stability of global energy markets. Concerns were raised over potential disruptions in the Strait of Hormuz, a critical route for global oil shipments. Both sides also highlighted risks to international supply chains, with the Qatari emir stressing the need for intensified diplomatic efforts to prevent further escalation. On Capitol Hill, the U.S. Senate has voted 52-47 against a Democratic-led war powers resolution aimed at blocking military action in Iran unless explicitly authorized by Congress. The vote reflects strong Republican opposition to limiting presidential war authority during the ongoing conflict. Senator Rand Paul was the only Republican to support the resolution, while Senator Jim Justice did not vote. Among Democrats, Senator John Fetterman voted against the measure. This marks the fourth failed attempt to pass such a resolution since the conflict began, although Democratic leaders say they will continue pushing for congressional oversight. Finally, the World Bank's chief economist has issued a stark warning over the global consequences of the ongoing Middle East conflict. Speaking to AFP, Indermit Gill said that around 300 million people are already facing acute food insecurity, a number that could rise by nearly 20% if the crisis continues. He pointed to disruptions in the Strait of Hormuz as a key factor driving up oil and fertilizer prices, increasing costs for agricultural production worldwide. Experts warn this could trigger export bans and food hoarding, further tightening global supply and worsening hunger, particularly in vulnerable regions across Africa and Asia. That's all for now. You're watching Pakistan Today News. I'm Chris Taylor.